Hello, and welcome back to the Witch's Brew. I am Amanda, and today we are making a spell jar. This one in particular is for protection. Now, I have a handful of herbs that I am using over here. I will also give you a couple different ones that you can use in place of these that will work just as well. The benefit of protection magic is there are a lot of different herbs for protection. So use what you have on hand. You can also make this into like a little protection satchel or sachet or little protection bag or whatever. Or you can even use these herbs in a candle spell. All right, all you'll need is a black candle. And I do have a spell that I posted about a month ago or so. That's a dual purpose spell with 2 candles, a white and a black, for cleansing and protection. Now, we are also in the podcast in the midst of doing a 2-part series on cleansing magic and protection magic. And in just a couple days, I will be posting the protection magic podcast. So this fits in very perfectly. What you will need: a little jar or baggie or whatever you are using. And then let's see, we have obsidian, smoky quartz, amethyst, salt, sage, garlic, clove, and bay leaf. And I actually left my salt over there, so I'm going to go get my salt. You will also need black wax of some sort, whether that is like sealed wax or whether you just have a black candle and you drip the wax onto it. Whatever works for you. I need to cleanse this, so I do not have any incense lit right now. I'm just going to place it in between the palms of my hands. Focus my energy. Picture my energy almost as light, kind of filling up the jar, surrounding the jar, cleansing it. All right, that seems sufficient. First things first, we are going to add our crystals. All right, first one up, I have a giant thing of crystal chips. We are doing obsidian. Obsidian is a great protection crystal. It's one of my favorites. That's good enough. We will then do smoky quartz, another great protection crystal, and then amethyst. Amethyst is good for protection, just period. But I really love amethyst for psychic protection, spiritual protection. Now, some great substitutes, if you do not have some of these, are tiger's eye, also great for protection, and clear quartz, which amplifies the intentions that you are already setting. Next up, we are going to do our salt. I just have, obviously, white salt here. This is also a good opportunity to use black salt if you have it. You can buy black salt or make your own. There we go. And I like to kind of shake that to get the salt around the crystals a little bit more. kind of what we have so far. And I, of course, made a mess, because when don't I make a mess? The rest of our herbs. All right, we're going to do sage. And the sage is for cleansing. I have rubbed sage. Ground would also work just fine, as long as you're going to put it into like a closed container like this. Ground sage would not work very well in a mesh like baggie. Next, we're going to do dried garlic. Here, I'll show you what I have. I have freeze-dried garlic. I found this at my grocery store, and it works wonders. You could also use onion powder or like dried onion. Oops. And that's for protecting. Next, we have cloves. I have whole cloves, and honestly, I'll just pour those into my hand. Ground works just fine. If you don't have clove, you don't want to go out and buy some. Just fair. Black pepper works just as well. Okay, before I add the last one, I'm going to light my tea light and not burn myself. There we go. Here's what I have so far. Mine is pretty packed already. So I'm going to try to squeeze some bay leaves in here. Oh, good. I have like some scraps. Bay leaves are great for protection. Honestly, bay leaf is a very versatile herb. A lot of people use them for wishes, money manifestations. They're fantastic for protection. There we go. And we're just going to cork that. Another good thing to add, if you have a bigger jar, or if you didn't stuff it as much as I did, or if you are making like your own little satchel, is adding a protection sigil in there. You can even like draw one on the outside of your bottle. You can make your own. You can use one that's pre-made. Totally up to you. That's another great extra layer of protection. So now I'm just melting my wax. And the flame is really small, so this is going to take a while. You can also add a little charm on here. Let me switch hands for this. I made some to sell on my shop. This was in February, I think. And they have a little pentagram charm for protection. So you can add different charms and things like that for some extra protection. This is completely unrelated. As we're waiting for this to melt, my grandfather actually made candles to sell when he was on disability. And of course, he didn't sell all of them, so we still had a ton of candles. And my mom had some growing up. And my dad and I like to sit at the dining room table and light one of those candles and then just destroy it. We would take those wooden skewers and we'd like poke holes in the wax. Sometimes we'd like light them on fire and like melt random parts of the wax. Honestly, my my affinity with wax and candles started from a very young age. So in retrospect, it makes perfect sense to me why I am a witch now. However, I'll have to talk about my whole journey at some point and post that on here. Because when I first started getting things about witches and witchcraft, I knew it was the spirits talking to me. And I knew that was a sort of sign. And even still, I was like, petrified isn't a good word. I was scared. I was nervous. But now looking back on it, I was like, well, I've been pretty witchy my whole life. So it makes sense. It makes sense. My husband's going to be like, why are we going through so many lighters? Like, well, bad at lighting candles. Welcome back. I feel like I'm now in my mid-40s. Now that this wax is finally melted all the way. We are going to seal off this protection jar. So again, we're thinking of our intentions. If we're making this for someone, who are we protecting? How do we want them to be protected? Physically, spiritually, emotionally, maybe. Oh. There we go. I'm just going to throw that out because that is clearly dead. And there you have it. You have a little protection jar. Honestly, other than waiting a million years for the wax to melt, pretty simple, pretty easy. Lots of different substitutes that you can do. If you are looking for more ideas on protection herbs, protection crystals, Google is your best friend. There are so many options out there. Also, I always recommend the Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, as well as the Crystal Bible. Those will have great alternatives in there as well. So if you try this, let me know how it goes. Let me know if you made substitutions, because I would love to hear what they are. Share pictures with me. I would love to see your little spell jars. And have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you back here next week.